Travis is going to start the year off from Asheville, North Carolina. Travis, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Better than we deserve, man. What's up?
I have a question for you. We are in baby step 6, and I made a purchase last month that I've been losing some sleep about because I can't decide if I did the right thing, and I tried calling in last month, and y'all were super busy. So I'm getting through today, and I'm either going to get a tongue lashing or some reassurance. I'm not sure, but I have a question about a vehicle I bought.
Okay.
So I was looking for a truck for months, like 2 or 3 months. I saved up cash, and with this crazy market, everything that I was seeing just seemed really high for a used truck. So I kept looking around, and I finally came across a deal a couple hours from me on the truck that I wanted. And it was actually a new truck that was going for about $3,000 less than the used trucks of the same year. Like I was looking at 2019, 2020 GMC Sierras, and they're going for around $55,000 for the truck that I wanted. And I came across a 2021 that was brand new with factory rebates that had it down to about $52,500. And it had to make a quick move just because of this crazy market. So long story short, I did end up purchasing it, even though it was new. And I know that, that's not what we do with the baby steps, but I'm wondering with this crazy market and the price, and the research that I did, if this did make sense or if I should look to maybe get rid of it and get into something cheaper.
Well, I have a rule. I don't start the year with tongue lashings.
You caught him on a good day.
The first caller of the year, we can't do it. It's against one of the rules. And so, so you pay $50,000 for a truck. What do you make a year? Household income?
$150,000.
Okay. And what's your net worth today?
About $200,000.
Okay. All right. And $50,000 of it is in a truck going down in value.
Yes.
Yeah. This is why we tell people not to buy new vehicles until you have $1 million net worth.
Really
1/4 of your net worth is going to be worth nothing in 5 years.
Right.
That's the problem with buying new trucks. I mean, if you're worth $1 million, you can afford to lose $50,000. If you're worth $200,000, $50,000 is a lot of your life. That's the only point. So it's not a tongue lashing. It's just an observation. You're a grown man. You make $150,000 a year. You can go buy a truck if you want to go buy a truck. We're not going to be mad at you. We'll still be friends. Okay? So again, no tongue lashings at the first of the year. But you're right. That's why we teach people not to.
Yeah, and if I was Travis, I would have looked at a car that was, a few years older than that, and that's where you are going to find something at a cheaper price point. But when you look at a 2021 versus the 2022 and the used car market right now, I get that it's crazy, but I think, like you're saying, Dave, this is just a huge percentage of his world that's tied up in this depreciating asset.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is this. You need to ask yourself when you're buying anything with wheels or a motor, if I set fire to it without insurance, after it finishes burning, is my life changed dramatically? When you lose 25% of your net worth if you set fire to it, that's pretty dramatic. You lose 5% of your net worth, it's not dramatic. It's a ratio thing for me. You can do what you want to do, but as long as you lean into depreciating assets being a large chunk of your world, things losing value that are being a large chunk of your world, then you're going to struggle with that. And I did the exact same stuff, Travis. I mean, we've all done it, but you knew better because you'd been taught, and you just figure out a way to rationalize it.
Well,
so
he was saying if he had called
I wouldn't lose sleep over it. It's not going to cause you to go bankrupt. I'm not going to sit here and shame you. That's not the point. The point is the reason we teach not to buy a new car unless you're a millionaire is this exact reason. And it comes from an old thing when I got tongue lashed by my grandpa. I mean, he passed away now, but he worked 38 years at Alcoa Aluminum, head cost accountant there in Alcoa, Tennessee, down the mountains, East Tennessee. And I come wheeling up down there at 23 years old, 24 years old, with $1 million net worth, driving a Jaguar, and a bunch of real estate debt coming out my ears just before I'm going broke, right? And I was all proud of my Jaguar. Well, Grandpa from East Tennessee didn't even know what a Jaguar was. He's like, "What is this car?" And I told him, and he's like shaking his head. He was not impressed. And he's like, "What'd you pay for that?" And I told him, and he just spit. And he
just
said,
out of disgust.
Yeah, he said, "That truck over there didn't cost that." And I'm like, "No, that truck over there cost $200, and it's not a fine European automobile, So I drove off all bothered that my grandpa was not impressed with my proud new purchase. And of course, when he passed away, he had $1 million in money markets. And the reason he did was he didn't put it all in things. He goes, I said, well, this is a great car. I said, these things hold their value. And he started laughing. And he goes, ain't nothing holds its value with wheels on it, boy. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, it holds its value. He goes, I said, well, it's like an investment. He goes, my investments go up. Yours go down. There's a problem with this formula you're using, son. Did you go to college or what? You know, it's that kind of thing, right?
I
One
love
of these
grandpa
conversations with your grandpa, right?
Nothing like
But he
grandpa
just
wisdom.
whipped my butt, man. Oh my gosh. Wow. Too much. This is the Ramsey Show.